scammed by an Uber driver. This story is based on true events, and the views and comments on this channel do not necessarily reflect the views of the channel's broadcaster. Some of the names and identifying details have been changed to protect the privacy of individuals. No animals were harmed making this video, girl. We are back with another video. To all of my new subscribers, hey, how you doing? Thank you so much. To all of my returning subscribers, how you doing? Love all of you. To all my people who just want to be nosy, hey girl. Let me start by saying I love Uber, use them all the time, have nothing against them. I have a problem with the individual who just so happened to be working for Uber, and I'm only telling my story to spread awareness and to help y'all out, honey, because scamming is at an all-time high. I've been meaning to get on here and do a story time for a long time. I've been wanting to spill the tea on this story because it's a mess, honey. The scamming is real. So beware of the Uber driver scammers. This happened to me a few months back. As you guys may know, I'm originally from the East Coast. I moved to LA this past March. So before I even moved to LA, I took a trip to Miami. And girl, I love Miami. I go to Miami all the time, and I'm dying to get back right now. So I'm getting ready to leave my hotel at about 3 a.m. early on a Monday morning after a whole weekend of partying down, okay? So it's time for me to go. I literally had like the earliest flight. I don't remember exactly what time it was, but it was a super early flight. So I left my hotel at 2:52 a.m. I had just went out the previous night, so it was team no sleep. So my Uber arrives, an all black Jeep Grand Cherokee, black rims, all black interior. It must have been like a 2017-18 model, right? So I opened the door, a very attractive young man, honey. Very attractive. He is waiting for me to put my bags in the car so we can head straight to the airport. So I'm in the car headed to the airport, and I remember it was quite a long trip because I actually flew into Fort Lauderdale, which is about 30 to 45 minutes away from Miami. So we had a ways to go before I even got dropped off. That's why I left so early. So the guy is super cool. Again, fine as hell. Didn't forget to mention. And you know, he had the waters, he had the peppermints, and do you want to use your aux cord? Do you need anything? Super courteous, super catering, right? So I plug up my phone to the aux cord, and I don't remember what I played, but he and I were in the car jamming. We was getting off, girl. Move to Miami, move to Miami, So we arrive at the airport, and I'm about to get out of the car, and I'm like, should I give him my number, girl? Because he be cute, girl. I got out of the car, got my bags, went inside the airport. It was so early, like it wasn't even really open yet. You couldn't even go to security. It was that early. But I had to be there because I could not miss my flight. Look who decided to roll up and join us. Hey, Diva. Say hey, Div. Oh, but anyway, right before boarding my flight, I got my receipt. The total was $21.76. I'm like, okay, girl, I made it here on time. Let me board this flight. Now, the flight home back to South Carolina from Miami or Fort Lauderdale, it was only about an hour and 15 minutes. So I was ready to get home and go to sleep. So we land. I'm ready to get off this plane, girl. You know how it is when you land, girl. Everybody's scrambling to get their bags and get off the plane, girl. I'm just ready to get off the plane so I can go to sleep. And you know, right when you land, all your alerts start coming in, your text messages from Bay and whoever else, all my alerts were coming in. So I get an alert on my phone from Uber. And it says, thanks for riding. You've been charged $171. Excuse me, girl. I'm like, I know they sent this to the wrong person. 170 what? For who? For what trip? So you know how we are. We get to clicking the phone. Error. It's gotta be an error. And at this point, I'm getting ready to turn into Miss Nancy. If you don't know who Miss Nancy is, let me flash a photo. Honey, everybody has a Miss Nancy who comes into the restaurant or store or airport and she needs to speak to your manager, honey. That was me. I became Nancy. I need to speak to somebody, and right now. So I pull out my phone, open up the Uber app, click on the support help tab link or whatever it was, and I send a message because clearly this is a misunderstanding. Clearly a 30-minute ride does not cost damn near $200. So I just want to know what was going on at this point. So let me post the messages between Uber and I what I said, what they said, and we're gonna get into it. When I requested this Uber pool, the cost was $21.76. I even have an email that shows that as a receipt. Now, when I open up the app, it's telling me I owe an additional $150. Something isn't right, and I'm not to blame for it, so I need the balance removed. They responded, "Thanks for reaching out, Ashton. Unfortunately, your driver reported a mess from your trip that requires cleanup. Cleaning fees are assessed and charged according to the extent of damage. We've attached photos from this incident." Cleanup? What needs to be cleaned up? And a mess? What kind of mess? Honey, was a candy wrapper left or a water bottle? What needs to be cleaned up that costs $150, girl? Here's where it gets crazy. Then they send me the pictures of the alleged mess that I made. I was at a loss for words because number one, I don't like people lying on me. If I actually threw up in this vehicle and I really did that, okay, then I will pay the fee, but I did not do that. So now I need to speak to the CEO of the company. I turned into Super Karen, honey, and this is Super Karen. This was not me. I never threw up in his car. There is a mistake here. I simply got a ride to the airport to catch a flight. I did not do this. I need to take further action somehow because I will not pay for something I didn't do. These photos aren't even the inside of the vehicle I rode in. His vehicle was a black Jeep Cherokee with all black interior. It is my opinion he is making a false accusation to make more money off of something I didn't do. I can 100% guarantee you that if your company checks the inside of his vehicle, the interior won't match the photos you just provided me. This driver is lying on me, and you guys can't just let him get away with it. And mind you, the photos didn't even match the vehicle I rode in. Remember, he pulled up in a 2018 all blacked out interior and exterior Grand Jeep Cherokee. Honey, these pictures that they sent me look like a 1999 Ford Explorer, baby. So how these support features on these apps work is when you initially send a message to get help, they're gonna send you an automated response. So I was getting frustrated because the responses that they were sending me were very generic, and I have worked in customer service, so I knew that this was not a live human being. So I wanted to speak to a human. Assign me a case number, send this case to whoever you need to send it to, and review the evidence that I have sent you that proves I did not do this. I did not do this. I need a live human being to call me. What's the support phone number? Finally, I get a response that was non-generic, and I could tell that it was someone who actually was working on this for me. She told me to give her a moment to assess all of the information, and after about an hour, I got an alert from the Uber app, and I opened it up, and they notified me that they had refunded me the fee. Because, honey, if they didn't, I was gonna escalate and escalate and escalate, and my wig was gonna get higher and higher and higher and higher until I spoke with the CEO, girl. I would go to news if I have to. And clearly it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that this guy was going around scamming people. Those pictures did not match the vehicle I rode in. I screenshot everything, girl. I sent them a picture of his car, him, everything. And I wish I could post his photo on here, but it really doesn't matter, because this story will help spread awareness. And if you find yourself in this predicament, you'll know what to do. And you know the crazy part is, let's say this guy does this to 10 people. That's over $1,000 that this guy has earned off of scamming. Because we all know Uber drivers don't make that much money in one day, girl. What if he did this to 10 people in one day? I'm sure this is not his first time. He was well versed of this scam, honey. That made me even more mad. What if that was somebody's grandmother in the car who didn't know how to work this app or contact who she needed to contact? She's just gonna have to pay the fee. So we have to put a stop to this, honey. And obviously, they're not gonna follow up with you to see if they've reprimanded their driver. So I don't know what happened to this guy. I hope they shut his app down and ban him from driving, because he was definitely doing this to multiple people, girl. To this day, I still use Uber, love Uber to death, but that's just a negative situation that happened to me. You should not have to call these car service apps like Uber and Lyft and have to look over your shoulder the whole time while you're in the vehicle. You should just be able to relax, go from point A to point B. You shouldn't have to be taking videos of evidence because you're worried about being scammed. And honestly, guys, this experience did not change how I feel about Uber because there have been some great drivers that I've ridden with, and this is just one bad situation. This is just an effed up person who is driving for the company. I don't look at that as a reflection of what they are striving to be because I know they want their drivers to drive with integrity. And the crazy thing is that when you travel and go to these vacation spots or wherever you may be, you have to realize that you're getting into a car with a complete stranger from God knows where. These drivers are from all over the world. So you don't know what type of mindset these people have. You just do not know. Uber, if you're watching, I still love you. Maybe you guys should screen your drivers a little bit more. I don't know what you guys can do to resolve this, but I know what I can do to help everybody else be on the lookout so they'll have all their receipts, girl, in case they try to get scammed. So to all my gurus and everyone watching, what do you think? Has anything like this ever happened to you? What do you think Uber should do to prevent this moving forward? I want to know because, you know, I get into these comments, honey, and I'm going to read them, honey, and I want to hear these stories. Hopefully nothing too crazy has happened, but I'm curious to know if anything like this has happened to you. Do me a favor, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, comment below, share to all your friends and family, and most importantly, subscribe. Guys, I'm almost at 10K subscribers. And once I do get to 10K subscribers, I'm doing something very special. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.
Look at the vibe.